quick. I am Pastor Jones. Boom. I am. Well,
All right, good people. See you in the room.
Greatness.
Yes, greatness. That's part of the joy. Man, you part of that. Something talking dialogue is one thing leads to another. Anybody in the building? Yahweh, the G-O-D. G-O.
The great
Boom.
first, we want to say welcome to our latest edition of TNT.
Boom, boom, boom.
Boom.
I'm sorry for being a little tardy. I was in the room, but not in the room. I think I was in a different room, or I didn't push the button all the way, but I was there early and now a little bit tardy, but I was prepared early. I'm glad to be here. I see Pastor Joe is traveling, and I want you to have safe travels, Pastor, as you go to your destination. I am using that word very specifically, traveling, because I'm working on some things so I can be more in my natural state of having dominion over all this, as the Bible says. Put it like that.
Yes,
Yeah.
brother, I totally appreciate those sentiments, and I know of which you speak because I have been sitting in the room thinking I pushed that button too. And
Yeah, I thought I did.
so all good. As y'all know, school has started, and I have two very active daughters. One had a football game for which she cheerleads, and the other had basketball practice. So I'm in transit, but I'm going to be pulling over to the side of the road. It'll be a nice, good stopping place as soon as I get a chance.
Yes, sir.
I,
Well, while you are ready to do that, I'll take a moment to talk about, take a personal moment to talk about someone who will be sorely missed, who I had a chance to sit with. And I didn't realize, Pastor, that I was more sad than I thought I would be. That was really weighty to me in the transitioning of the bigger, the OG voice of choice, James Earl Jones. And so, yeah, I was very a lot heavier than I thought I would be. I posted a picture of us hanging out, and that kind of that was nostalgic, and I was like, wow, yeah, I remember it. And all of it became fresh again, and us talking and laughing. And the first thing that he said to me was, "Hey, you sound like the Verizon guy." Which at the time, in the function we're doing was a Verizon sponsored function. And I replied, "So do you." And he laughed. He thought that was the funniest thing. And we shared a hearty gut laugh, belly laugh. You know what I mean? He had a great sense of humor. And then he shared some jewels and nuggets that I will forever cherish and keep close to the vest and sacred to me, because we shared a common fellowship for obvious reasons with our voice, but then on voiceovers and voice acting and marketing and how to um, be in this medium with all the muck and mire and maintain. So yeah, that was good for me, to know that someone else was uh, attempting at best to be upright as possible in a platform and medium that most times tries to require you to bend over, and you just try to stay upright. I meant that as a pun too, if it was in fact taken as that. So yes.
Yeah, man. I saw the picture. Of course, I knew, I knew that you knew him and had a kid relationship with him. And of course, I made my little comment underneath it.
Yeah,
I don't know, but mantles are falling, brother. You know what I'm saying?
man.
Our icons are transitioning, so somebody got to pick up the torch. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got to kind of run.
I am well able and ready if I got any phone call on that. It's very interesting that the past few weeks I've been getting some more voice work. I've been doing that kind of regularly, but been getting more than usual here lately, which is a great thing. And yeah, I got a few text messages from the fellas about that I'm doing this other film with, and they were like, "You up? You up? It's your turn. You up next? Like you'll go." And I say, "Man, just throw the lob for the reverse dunk." You know what I mean? Like I'm ready for real.
Yeah,
Uh,
man. Well, I'm glad to hear that from a personal standpoint. I know that you are well able and deserving, and I'm not saying that just because I'm your homeboy. I know, uh, I know the skills. You know, I say it all the time, kind of jokingly. I can't say what I'm gonna say, but I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say.
right.
God see fit to bless me with uh, one of those voices like you have. Uh, he didn't see fit to bless a lot of us with a voice like you have, which is a beautiful thing. It makes you unique. It's a special it's a special thing. But you know that I have a an affinity and an appreciation for voice talents, and it's funny because
Right. Yeah.
voice talents to me are they're special to me because a lot of times they fall on the spectrum outside of what's normal, right? So you
Yeah.
need very low, or oftentimes something very high, or something very strange, or a way that you can kind of do things. And
Right.
uh, I think we, we take vocal talents for granted. These people are the soundtracks of our lives just as much as musicians are. The guy that says, "You got mail." I've been in a half a dozen recording sessions with Ross Bagley, right? And
Yeah.
a lot of people don't know, but the dump, like that. Those voices stick out. And James Earl Jones was the epitome of that.
Absolutely.
But besides that, an on-screen actor of the highest quality, a hero, a national treasure. And
He was
so,
one of the few EGOTs
yep,
recipients,
yep,
what I mean, that we have.
yep,
And
yep,
so that's bar none. I mean, Whoopi Goldberg, him, it's only a
right,
few, like literally on
solid,
one hand, three fingers. So,
right, yep,
and that's a huge deal. For those of you who don't know, it's to be an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony.
yep,
And which is phenomenal. That in of itself, uh, it would solidify your a stellar career. But he had a stellar career on top of gaining those accolades. So yeah,
yeah, man.
awesome dude. Uh, Down to earth, humble. like I said, great sense of humor, and willing to share and be personable. That was really good for me because talk about that all the time. You name names, and it's not so. So
Right.
to have reached his status and still have that level of humility and meekness and approachability that's the thing, you know what I mean? And far lesser performers have this ego of this thing that like I'm like, no,
Yeah.
no. I just was hanging out with Cicely Tyson. You are, I won't say names, but you're not that.
Right.
And you're doing what? I don't understand.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So yeah, you're just not that. Like what are you saying? So
Right.
yeah, I'm appreciative of those people who have paved the way and who were and are some still here, and they're approachable and kind. Just that's a sounds trite, but it's so important. Just being kind.
Mm-hmm.
Ruby D was another one that
Right.
I fell in love. I always loved her from afar, right? And I had done a film with her husband, Ossie Davis, but we weren't able to hang out and build a relationship. But having had one with her was the same thing. So I love it. I'm just enamored with people, and I'm not a big fan, like fan out on people. I'm like you work with people like, oh yeah, but there are certain people that you be like,
Yeah. Yep.
and James Earl Jones was absolutely one of
Yep.
those people who would truly, truly be missed. The greats, man. Daryl Coley, man, miss him.
Yeah.
Uh, and, you know, yeah. There's a saying that says, don't meet your idol or the person you look up to because, you'll be disappointed.
Yeah.
It
I've
won't
heard that.
go over well. And I have to say, I don't really, um, like I said, I don't fan out on too many people, but the ones that I've met that I really respect and look up to been nothing but amazing. So I'm grateful for that. That I don't have any stories because we share stories all the time, but I don't have any stories, thankfully, of any of those iconic, truly iconic figures like
Right.
Ruby D and James Earl Jones. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, iconic. Like, you got this level, and then you got a great level, and then you got them, like in a
Yeah.
whole other,
Right. Whole nother. Yeah.
a whole nother other nothing. So, man, who do you think is gonna win this political race, Doc?
So I honestly felt like Trump had this in the bag, particularly right after he survived the assassination attempt or the staged assassination attempt or whatever you want to call it. But I'm telling you, brother, I think that this young Indian black woman has a real shot to win this election.
I see you say a young Indian black woman.
That's what she is. She's mixed, right? Indian and black or whatever. I think she
Yeah,
has a legitimate shot. There's going to be a debate tonight, which I'm certain, if you're into this, that's going to be kind of much watch TV to see her and Trump square up. I think that she has a real shot. If black men liked her, this will be no contest. But the
right.
reality is that she has to win black men over because typically, just from my, the people I talk to, the people I know, most people are kind of take her or leave her. Most black men. Um, if she had black men, it's over. And if she gets them, it's over. But what you find with as big as these elections are, is small niche groups that change elections, and
Yeah,
black women change elections, whether we want to understand that or not. But black women change elections, and really, if they vote in mass for a candidate, like they may vote for her, it could really swing. It could swing it.
Black women change most things in this world,
Put them
even unbeknownst to them. Most times,
Yep.
they change the temperature, the atmosphere, the tenor of a thing. Um, and yes, I'm not sure they know that, but it's very, very true.
Yep.
It's very, very true. I haven't been following any debates or anything. I get these kind of different posts sent to me and stuff. I'm on my timeline. Excuse me. And one of them was her saying, you better respect the union. You better vote for the union, to a group of people to a group of beautiful people. And then when she was with the wonderful people, she said, yes, the union is very important. You should vote union. It was the same lines, but in a different uh, tenor and texture. And I thought that was, it's politics. I thought that was interesting.
Very interesting because um,
She was code switching real good.
code switching, which we all do, we have to. And she probably code switches more than most because she's married to a white American Jewish guy. So they have a mixed family. He had children before they got married, so their kids don't, have the typical mixed child look. Is uh, basically white kids that she's raising. And she lives in a world where she needs the support of African Americans, but she's an AKA from Howard, so you have all of that. um, and it's gonna be very interesting tonight's the first debate between her and Trump.
Oh,
So you haven't missed anything if you didn't see it, but
okay.
it's gonna be interesting, I think.
Huh. I'm very curious to see what this will be. I want to, this is all I'll say in this regard, but I want to chuck in all my chips and just bow out gracefully. Hey, yeah, done with it. Yeah, I'm like, okay, yeah, have it, whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about the election after the election. Talk about it.
Yeah, that's a good practice right there. Really, really good practice. You have your passport, preacher?
I do, and it needs to be renewed. It just expired this year in October, I think. No, so it's about to expire if it hasn't expired. Let me look
I'm
at it.
trying to get this 5-star passport.
5 star?
Yes, sir.
There's a difference.
It is.
I'm sure if you tell me it is, I believe you.
Yes, sir.
Looking in my car right now because I keep it in here.
Don't want to be on the do not detain list.
You can do that.
There's so much going on behind the scenes.
You can do that. Huh? Let me see. Got mine right here.
Yeah, man.
Let me see. I think it's about to expire if it hasn't expired.
Time for me to do mine.
Yeah, 23. I lost some weight.
Man.
Some weight.
So I told Elijah, I was asking him earlier, man, let's play some of that game that people are asking. Let's try to get into a little bit of questions while we up here.
Do it.
Get some Bible study in there.
Do it. Can I go to it? I'll be more lit. So I want like a spot.
Man, that sun is going down quick.
One down.
Or the earth is rotating quick. One or the other. I don't know.
If I can find a street light.
Yeah.
I'm not driving no more, so we good. I'm just in the car.
We need to have a viewing of this all in the name of God. We need to do it again for people to come.
I went to the app. I didn't see it for some reason.
Oh, really? It's up there. I'll send you a link. The preachers kind of shied away, which is very interesting. I would think that they will come and defend the mantle.
Man, we are a cowardly bunch sometimes,
Yeah.
and I'm not ashamed to say
They're not going to invite you back to preach.
it. Well, what am I going to do? Thousands of invitations that I get.
They're not going to invite you back, brother, to preach. So you might as well preach while you're here anyway.
Might as well. Might as well say something while I'm here.
Feel a little bit of paint on the wall. Yeah, man. Yeah, all right, brother Elijah, let's get into that game if you got it set up. I'm excited about it.
It's
Get some
updating.
good, oh, okay. Get some good Bible study going. Man, I I would love to have some of that work. Morgan Freeman is also getting a little up in age.
Yeah, he's in his 80s, right?
Yep. And when I'm doing these voiceovers, the auditions particularly, the some of the instructions are frequently James Earl Jones, Morgan Freeman, Keith David,
Yeah. Keith David is a beast.
um, Dennis Haysbert has been up there. You know, they try to these people they want me to not be, but to emulate closely,
Right.
right? With whatever sound they're getting. And preacher, I would tell you it is work, man. People don't really view it as that, but it's work. It's hard work. Cognitive reading skills. This
Mm-hmm.
is for the young people or people that are in school or who don't like reading. Should be able to read not just for the sake of saying words, but cognitively, like to retain comprehensive reading, right? So that you can retain the information and understand the information.
Yep.
So when we're doing voiceovers, there's usually just me, and I'm still have to emote or act it out with just me and the microphone and
Right.
get receive direction and execute. So it's very interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, several things going on at one time.
Yep.
Yeah, only can rely on yourself. You know, um, yeah, very interesting. Very. I like. I like uh, Jeremy Irons. I like him too. Jeremy Irons from he played Scar, the voice. He was the voice of Scar, and
Right.
he has a very distinct voice as well. British actor,
Right.
man. Darth Vader.
Right.
I will tell you, he only made $7,000 for that role. If you don't know,
That's it.
yep,
Like he ain't getting no royalty package.
$7,000, brother.
Wow. It did kind of set him up though. So
He had a net
he made
worth of
he made
40
more,
million, but that jank, yeah, crazy, right?
ain't it though? We can do 10
All
if
right,
you all right.
you cannot see this thing here. All right, Pastor. Now about his faith, hope, charity. These three, but the greatest of these is it faith? Is it hope? Is it peace? Is it charity?
Well, if anybody picks peace, then we got to work on our cognitive understanding.
You
We
see
know
how
that
they
the
work
great
together. That just
yes,
went
sir.
to
And if I presented this question to some of my students, I'm sure I would get a few pieces. But we're gonna go with charity.
charity is the greatest. I would agree with you, Pastor. Let's see what the answer is. That would be correct. And good people, you can see on the screen where the where that's found. So the way I'm looking at it on my phone, I cannot see that. So yeah. You
First
see,
Corinthians 13:13.
yes, if you could read it, that would be great. Yes, sir.
Got you.
I think I need to maybe let's see if I uh turn my phone maybe. Oh no. Let's see. Okay. All right, next question. Figure it out. Pastor can read it. People, let's see. Why was the first world destroyed? Why was the first world destroyed, preacher? People wanted to build a tower. They ate of the tree of good and evil. Man's wickedness increased, or the people demanded a king, even though God was their king.
All right, let's go with man's wickedness.
Man's wickedness, he says. Oh, I can see it right here.
What says
Uh-oh.
thank you?
Says, thank you for watching. We still here. We still here. He's working it out. Our producer, our wonderful guy. All right, that's right. Man's wickedness increased. That's the correct answer, and it's found in Genesis 6, 5, and 7. Oh yeah, Pastor, you 2 for 2. I like that.
2 for 2. Let's get it.
The wife of Potiphar tried to seduce who? Pastor, was it Joseph? Was it King David? Was it both Moses and Aaron, but at separate times? Or was it Joshua? Now, Joseph, King David, Moses and Aaron, or Joshua? Pastor, I would imagine that you would know this.
Yeah, I've read the story many times, and I hope in some weird fashion that this is the man who I am named after, who my dad is named after.
Right,
That is Joseph. Joseph.
that part. Yosef, Bar Yosef. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Genesis 39. I like that about you. All right, let's see what we got here. For unto you it is given in the behalf of Christ, not only to believe on him, but also to blank for his sake, to fight, to work, to suffer, or to witness for his sake. For unto you it is given on the behalf of Christ, not only to believe on him, but also to blank for his sake. What is that, preacher? Fight, work, suffer, or witness?
Let's go with suffer.
To suffer for his sake. Final answer. That is correct, and that will be found in Philippians 1 and 29. Not only to believe on him, but also to suffer for his sake. Preacher, you on one.
Yes, sir.
You might know a little something. All right, listen. When Samson, question number 5, when Samson was finally captured by the Philistines, how was he held? He was bound with strong vines. He was held with a net. He was held by 7 green cords, or he was bound with fetters of brass.
I'm going to say that he was bound with fetters of brass.
Yes, he was bound with fetters of brass. All right. Now, I will tell you, they had a little, well, I don't say tricky, but they put in some of the stuff as this story progressed.
Yes.
See what I mean? You got to go and read it. Read.
Yep. Read.
Because he was bound with the green cords
Yep.
earlier in the text.
Yep.
So, yeah, Judges 16 and 21. Read that entire chapter of Judges. That'll do you good. Story of Samson. Actually, go back to like chapter 14, I think.
Yep.
13 or 14. To what mountain did Abraham go to sacrifice Isaac? What mountain? Was it Mount Hermon, Mount Gilead, Mount Sinai, or Mount Moriah?
All right.
What mountain?
That this is Mount Moriah.
Mount Moriah.
I
One of the
believe.
few mountains named after a woman. Correct answer, and that's in Genesis 22:2. We went to Mount Moriah to sacrifice Isaac. Daddy, where's the sacrifice? Well, son,
We gotta trust
man,
it.
listen, and everybody talks about the pain of the father, doing the thing, but how that son feel?
Exactly. Like, you gonna kill me, though?
That part. And what is the walk back home like?
Right.
God. All right, I'm sorry. Yes, we ready, brother. Was there ever a time when Satan was in harmony with God? Yes. No, he was evil from the beginning. No, he was always the adversary of God. No, he was created imperfect and evil to test us. Was there ever a time when Satan was in harmony with God?
That's a tough question, man. Um. Okay, so I think by process of elimination, even though I'm not certain if I agree with what I'm about to say, I'm gonna have to say yes.
So that's what I'm thinking. And what is your reason before I tell mine?
The next two questions cancel themselves out.
Yes.
And I'm not sure how much I agree with the last one.
The third one I would pull in with the second and the fourth one I would pull in with the second and third, like you were saying, as
Right,
far as cancellation. Um, I would say if there's a time with harmony, right? And
right,
these are the scripture reference, that's great. But as a matter of just deduction, everything God made is good,
there you go.
right? And
Right,
on base level, that's just the base, right? And then choice is really the superpower of
right,
the creation. I mean, it's the creator, obviously, choice. Let us make man, make, create. But then the creation has choice also. That's why we're co-creators with the creator.
right.
And we are uh, a little lower than the angels. However, good God Almighty, we are the imago Dei.
Exactly.
And, right? And what the angels don't have in that regard is our choice, our creator space in that creator space like that.
Exactly.
Satan uh, decided or began to, how they say, read the fine print, read his own press.
Right.
Yeah, and became kind of enslaved to that. I don't know what my screen is doing. It's kind of going in and out, but we can go to the next one, Brother Elijah.
Uh,
Yeah, I think it's I can't.
hold on, I want to go back to that one if we can.
Oh yeah, I don't.
Where am I at? Okay, okay, here I am. Are we frozen up? Or are we back?
We back, but I don't. I think we can go backwards per se.
Okay,
I was good at screenshot it too.
back to. I want to tell you what I was thinking.
Yes,
So,
please.
uh, so everything that you said, absolutely 1,000%. Everything created in the image of God. I mean, everything that God created was good. Uh, my challenge that I was having was this idea of from the beginning, right?
Right,
And I'm deep into it because it seems like the Bible communicates to us that the beginning of uh, the beginning is kind of like the beginning of time, but it's not the beginning of beginning because God doesn't have a beginning, right?
That part.
And I had to go and reference the scripture, John 8:44. Jesus says that Satan was a murderer from the beginning, right? So I was wrestling with this idea that kind of before, uh, this thing kind of started, that Satan was having his issues, and that kind of from the beginning he was at odds. So I was wrestling with it, but since they kind of canceled each other out, I totally understood it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Even what you were just referencing from John who should to say that? That would mean that for him to say beginning gives a different connotation than you or I beginning.
right, exactly.
You
Yep,
know what I mean? In our limited, in the finitude of our understanding, it's very in
yep,
this box right here.
right,
And then we have to regard that Genesis is the beginning of the canon, right? But
right.
there's some stuff in Revelation that is before that,
Or
right?
that,
And so in a chronological thing, you have to have a little more, which is what we're talking about now. It's Bible study. That's why we're kind of, examining it that way, reasoning together.
right.
But yeah, I always been fascinated when people's um response when I say, well, to get the beginning, you got to go to the end. To get the first part, you really got to go to the end to get it.
Exactly.
So yeah, John's Revelation holds some keys to that. Uh, and then I really like the first in the beginning, God.
Oh yes, of course. Love
That's
it.
it. That's just all of it. That sums the whole situation up.
Wraps it
Yeah,
up.
yeah. And between that comma right there and all the rest, you could put all of Revelation and all of all of a bunch of it.
Right.
Right? Yeah,
Yep.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, that was good, Pastor. I like that how you saw that. Yeah. All right, brother. Let's see. Can we get it? Who was cursed in the Garden of Eden? Who? The man and the woman, the serpent. All answers are correct, or the ground. Huh. Who was cursed in the Garden of Eden? The man and the woman, the serpent, the
Another
ground.
another struggle bus. Um, and I think I'm going to have to go with all answers are correct, even though I'm having a little pause. So I'm gonna have to go with it.
I'm having a pause too. All answers are correct. Genesis 3:14 through 17.
I need to read that. I need to hear it. I need to read
All right. Well, let me bring it up for you right quick then.
it, please.
Genesis 3. And we're going to read that in the KJV. Which translation would you like?
Okay, JV. Since I know a
Yep.
little.
Verse 14 of Genesis chapter 3 reads, And the Lord God said unto the serpent, Because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly shalt thou go. So the cattle are cursed. It seems that would imply that. That's another sermon, though. Cursed above the cattle. And thus shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. Verse 15. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. And it shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Verse 16. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. Verse 17, in conclusion of this matter, and unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it, cursed is the ground for thy sake. In sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life.
The reason why I did not like the answer that was given, because and you just read it. Now you tell me if I'm wrong. The Almighty cursed two entities in that text. He cursed the serpent and the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I never heard him say that he cursed man or woman.
Yep. He says, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow.
But we don't have any iteration of curse over man or woman. We
I
have
agree.
ground
Yeah.
and curse on the serpent. And
Yeah.
a lot of people teach that man and cursed when text don't read that.
This is Bible study.
Come on, somebody. And you can say it's implied, but I think that God, when he speaks what he wants to say. Says what he wants to say.
Man, you ain't really got to do a lot of figuring, do you?
I don't think so.
Wow. I love it. Seems plain to me. I never really noticed this cattle jump.
Right. You brought up that.
Because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle and above every beast of the field. Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as far as implied goes, it implies that those beasts of the field and the cattle are cursed.
Right.
But your curse is above those. Uh-huh.
Huh.
It just looks that way, I don't know. Let's
Huh?
go on and get it. We got two more.
Two more. Let's
You
do it.
did that, preacher. To what priest did Abraham pay tribute? Lamech, Caiaphas, Melchizedek, or Aaron? All right. To what priest did Abraham pay tribute?
This is Melchizedek, and somebody told me I got to get the book of Melchizedek.
Yeah. Melchizedek. All right. That's your final answer.
Yes, sir.
Let's see what it say. It's a
14.
I think you're right. You said what? 14? Genesis.
This is 14, I believe.
Yeah.
Maybe 14. 14. Don't
You
let it.
you got you got it, brother Elijah.
Y'all broke up. I
Melchizedek.
didn't hear you.
Oh,
Oh, the third one, Melchizedek, is our answer. It's Pastor's answer. And that is correct. And it is Genesis 14.
sir.
Pastor is on a roll, like a sweet roll, like a cinnamon roll. Yeah, brother. All
Got
right.
one, we got one more.
One more. This is the last one. Let's see for the win. Whom did Jesus call the salt of the earth? The Sadducees, the multitudes, his family, or his disciples. Ye are the salt of the earth.
Ah,
A city set on a hill cannot be hid, neither do men light a candle and place it under a bushel.
I believe the answer is the multitudes from the Sermon on the Mount. I hope we get 10 out of 10 tonight.
Is that your final answer,
So
preacher?
go with it.
Uh-huh.
Ah,
Salt of the earth. His disciples. My God.
ah, ah.
It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, man.
Yeah, that messed up.
You won't happen
Hey,
again, will it? 513. Let me see. I'm getting to pull
man,
it
I'm
up.
the scripture reference. I'm in the right Sermon on the Mount, but I messed that one up.
Matthew 5. which reads, ye are the, verse 13, ye are the salt of the earth, but if the salt have lost its savor, wherewith shall it be salted? It is thenceforth good for nothing, but to be cast out and to be trodden under foot of men. And this is where I was. Ye are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hid. Verse 15, neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, give it light unto all that are in the house. This is a famous repetitive verse right here. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Yep. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled. That's good. What law is he talking about? He's not talking about same-sex marriage. He's not talking about, I can name a few other things. He's not talking about that. Yeah, he's talking about natural law. Yep.
Yep. So I said multitudes because I know it's Sermon on the Mount. I know he's talking to a bunch of people. So my assumption was multitudes. And oh well, 9 out of 10 ain't bad.
So the first verse, let me give you for some kind of reference. So, and seeing the multitudes, that's where you were. That's the first line of the whole chapter.
Right.
He went up into a mountain. This is where they tricked it up. And when he was set, his disciples came unto him.
Right. Yep. That's where they got me.
So both are true.
Right. Right.
And he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, so he's teaching the disciples that came to you, right?
Right.
Or the people that who are there, because he saw the multitudes. They gathered.
Right.
So I think you get a pass on that one.
We throwing the challenge flag on that one. Mike
Yeah.
got me.
Yeah, brother. I think you get it. I think you get it on that one. Yep. You all comment, go to our page and comment what you think. Should he get a pass on it? I think so. Because I was with him, the multitudes. But it kind of got tricked up with that.
Yep.
It's a great sermon, though.
Man, ain't it though?
Yeah, when you could take any line and just preach one line, preach a sermon from the sermon.
Exactly.
Amen. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Meek, merciful, pure in heart, peacemakers. Yeah, man. All right, preacher. I see it and got dark.
Yeah, man. And I'm a brown skinned brother, so it's hard to see me.
Man, team dark skin. So yeah, we will link up. I appreciate you.
And likewise, appreciate both of y'all, brothers.
Brother Elijah, we love you and appreciate you for sure, for absolutely for sure.
Sir.
And, yeah, we got to work that out. I appreciate you, man.
Likewise, man. We love y'all to life.
Absolutely, absolutely. So it's going to be great. We'll talk to y'all next week. And make sure y'all stay tapped in. TNT. We booming.
Boom. I am Pastor Jones. Boom. I am.
Yahweh, the God,
What are you?
God.